So, I'm here to show you what I've made because it's very important. It's very impressive, very interesting, and it's very satisfying and very rewarding to have finally gotten the finish for it. I've gotten the finished product for it of the new menu look of it. The new menu look. And this is all of the text for it. Yeah, it does look quite complicated, and it is quite complicated, actually. It's quite complicated, and I needed to use AI for it, actually, because I didn't actually understand most of it. But I do understand it. Well, I didn't understand all of it, but I do understand it more now. I understand it much more now since I've had the help of AI and explaining things to me and everything. I understand it a bit more. But yeah, I've learned a few things. I've learned what a cross product is. I've learned what a normalize is. I already knew what a normalize was, but it was not perfectly understood like I do now. Cross product is, I didn't know what it was at all, and now I understand it. Um, I do understand it now. I was actually recently not understanding it because of the fact that I simply was trusting the AI and it gave me a good result. But now I actually understand what it is, and I understand what a max does. I know how to use a minimum properly and the max and minimum type things to create a clamp. Yeah, it's quite interesting stuff, but yeah, it's been really a difficult time, definitely, but also an interesting time. And with the help of AI, I've been able to make something that is one of the most complicated things I've ever made, if not the most complicated thing I've ever made, and probably the best thing I've ever made in Workshop, because the fact that this is the menu design that should be the new gold standard, the new standard for Workshop, and for presets like this, or maybe presets that have options in general. This could be the new standard for it, but of course I will still need to make hitboxes, but that's for another session. Yeah, I guess we'll say session. It's for another video. I'll talk about the making of the hitboxes, or at least talk about how difficult it was, and also show you what I did. This was the last piece that I needed to do it, to fix everything, to make it all work perfectly. I needed to create a clamp for the facing direction, and also I needed to adjust these values slightly. The multiplication, I need to adjust that value a little bit. And yeah, it gives me this. So it is the same in the way that the menu is still incredibly good, like it works perfectly when you're looking around, but the main problem I needed to fix was it needed to be limited. It needed to adjust when you look up or down. It needed to lower and increase perfectly, though. It needed to do it perfectly. And I'm not talking about simply changing the Z. I'm talking about actually changing everything about it. And you're not gonna see it work. Actually, let me go ahead and show you a perfect test so that you can see it fully. It's so interesting though, it really is, because of the fact that it's so good looking now. And if it actually is perfect, then it's so interesting because of the fact that I can start focusing on something else. I can relax too. I can go play World of Tanks. And
Fight.
I can also simply understand that I have the best possible HUD text, or not HUD text, in-world text design, so easily, I can easily use my uh, eventual selection, or simply use my aim to eventually select the options perfectly, and it's it looks incredibly good. So, of course, when I do that, there it is. Now it's working properly. Also, that test is temporary, of course. It's going to show like that. So you see this? I can move my crosshair around like this, and I can click options in it like that, which is very, very cool. Of course, it works weirder in the sky, but that's because it is weirder in the sky, so it's okay. That doesn't matter. I mean, if you're looking away from it, you're not going to be using it anyways, so it's okay. It's going to look normal when you're looking down like this, but if you're looking away from it like this, it's going to look different. That's simply how it works, because of the way the text tries to adjust itself. I think, yeah. Yeah, that has to be it. Because of the way the text tries to adjust itself. It's very weird. So basically, this is all the same as what I made before. It's simply perfect now. It does it exactly in the center of my reticle. And yeah, it's basically as good as it's ever going to get. It's the perfect way to do this. Uh, a lot of this you see actually on the text is not even really necessary for this. The the main stuff you see here, like this extra portion here, this is actually for the the reduction when it gets to the top of the range. It gets to the top or the bottom of the range of your how high you are looking, basically. When it gets to how high you're looking or how low you're looking, the maximums. So that's what this part is for, really. And all of this up here is literally simply for this, and that's it. It makes a perfect of this, and it's so good. It works so well, and it's really impressive that it works this well, because this is basically perfect. It's basically perfect. It's the simplest way to do it, and it does it like absolutely perfectly from your it's I don't want to use words like that, but I'm trying to describe it perfectly. Yeah, it simply does the calculation for you. You're not actually entering numbers in manually. It actually does the calculation for you. And that's what makes it so incredibly impressive and good and perfect. It simply is actually doing the calculation. That it put the text exactly where it needs to be, not simply from a calculation that you can do to basically get the text where it should be. It's actually exactly where it needs to be. And so this is the important part. As I'm going up with my camera, you'll start to see something. Focus. Look where the center of my crosshair is on the text. Oh, look at that. It changed. Look at that. See that? That's because I'm nearing the maximum. And you see that? It's changing more. It's changing more. And now look where it is. Now this is all the way looking straight up. It looks crazy. It really does. And it almost looks weird sometimes when it's not you're not doing it perfectly, but it is perfect though. Like that's the thing, it is perfect, and I can easily check that by simply adjusting my look. It just is. And yeah, it doesn't need to look perfect every single time that I'm testing this, because I know it is perfect because I've already tested this countless times, and this little test that I'm doing now doesn't show everything. Doesn't It's not the end of everything if it doesn't look perfect because of my slight miscalculation of my hand movement. So okay, so look at this. This is perfect though. So it puts the text exactly center of my reticle. When I get to the maximum, it moves the text down, but it does it perfectly. It does it perfectly from the fact of adjusting the offset. Oh, it just looks so beautiful. It's not even funny. Holy. And so basically what you can do is you can look straight up like that, have the text like this, and then when you want to use it, you can do this and adjust your options or whatever. So basically what I'm going to have to do next is I'm simply going to make the hitboxes in some type of way, probably with, yeah, I'm probably going to make them with a facing direction, and I'll have to use some type of math to get that working properly. But since I've done this, I could probably easily do that. I could use AI. I could do it myself. Depends on how difficult it is. But the fact is, a lot of people misjudge AI. They say it's horrendous. They say it's terrible for the environment. It's terrible for everyone. It's not terrible, actually. You simply are too stupid to understand how useful it is. It's that simple. It's incredibly useful. It's incredibly useful. There are some things it should not replace. There are some things it should not be doing. But there are a lot of things that it should be doing, and there are a lot of things that it should be used for. And this is one of them. AI can understand code better than anyone. It doesn't matter how good you think you are at coding. It can understand it better than you. Because AI is made of code. It is designed and built from code. So, because of that, it is the definition of perfect for understanding code. If you are code. And that's the reason this AI, which is ChatGPT, has helped me with this and basically did a lot of the work did 95% of the work for me. The only 5% was really my dedication and my well, I guess we could say 90%, because I would say 10% was my dedication and 10% was my dedication and also understanding of what was happening and how to do it, and also the adjustments needed. I did make a few things, definitely. It wasn't the AI choosing every single part, but the AI did most of the work. Like I said, it did most of the logic and the understanding of what was needed to happen. Well, actually, I say that, but then I also have done the prompts. I've done a lot of the prompts and understanding what needed to be done about it. So me saying that the AI has done a lot of the work doesn't mean that I didn't. It doesn't mean that I didn't think when I was talking to the AI. No, I definitely thought about a lot of this. About all of it, of course. I thought about all of it, of course. Because obviously, if I didn't think about all of it, then this wouldn't have happened. So the AI simply gave me the information I needed to make this happen. That's all the AI did, but I actually got the thoughts, and I made the prompts, I made the questions, I did the questions for the AI to make the actual correct thing, and it didn't take me an insane amount of time. This only has taken me well, I guess it has taken me some time. It's taken me about a week, maybe less. No, it's taken me less. It's taken me less than a week, but yeah, it's been challenging. Definitely, it has been challenging. I've done multiple things to do this. I've done not multiple things to do this. I mean multiple things in between this that has used me a lot of time. So it's taken me much longer because of that, not because of me actually using time on this game and actually taking all of that time. It hasn't been an actual week of actual effort. I'm saying it's been a week in total. So in actual effort, it's been probably about 2 days, I would say. Probably about 2 to 3 days. No, probably not even 3. No, it's been like, I would say maximum. I mean, if we're talking about 24-hour days, yeah, I mean, I guess we could be talking about that. We can talk about 12 hours, but 24 hours, it's taking me about 1 day then. If it's 24 hours, then yeah, 1 day. Depends on what you define as a day. I don't define my days as 24 hours. I don't. I define it as when I go to sleep, that is the next day. And it's until I go to sleep that the day is still going, basically. That's when I define my day as. That's what I define my day as. But in the standard format of 24 hours, it's probably been about 1 day. Yeah, it's probably been about 1 day. Because I've spent... yeah, it's probably been about 1 day, because the main time I used on the game and doing this was 9 hours. And then but I did do it for quite a long time after that and everything. What would I say was that long? Maybe it was. Maybe it was more than 1 day. It possibly was. Okay, so we'll say maximum 2 days. Maximum 2 days. I didn't keep track, obviously, but maximum 2 days, but it's been about 1 day. Well, I don't know, actually. It's maximum 2 days. Maximum 2. I don't know exactly, so I can't say about 1 day. Max 2 days, we'll say. Well, actually, I could say about 1 day. Yeah, I can't say that, actually. So, yeah, max 2 days, about 1 day. That's what I'll say. That's how long I've used actually on working on this. So that's how long it's actually taken me to do this. Not excluding all the times that I've done other things, basically. Maybe about 1.5 days. Maybe that's what I'll say. Maybe about 1.5 days. Maybe that makes more sense. Yeah, that definitely does. That makes more sense. About 1.5 days, but maximum 2 days, I would say. Yeah, that's perfect. So basically what I was saying before is I've done a lot of the work for this. I have done a lot of the work for this because of the fact that I've needed to understand what I was doing and if it was perfect, and also what was wrong with it, and actually understand what was the perfect solution for it and how to optimize things correctly. And I did understand a few things about that. I guess currently, the current system I have with this is I didn't. Well, I technically did. So no, I would say I technically did. The reason I was about to say I didn't is because I didn't technically look at it for very long, so... But I did actually verify everything. I did verify everything, and it is all verified. I've already thought about all of it, and it makes sense. And it also makes sense that there wouldn't be a better option, and there wouldn't be a better way to do it. See this though, I think this is absolutely perfect. I really don't think you can get a better system than this, but like I said, I don't actually fully understand all of this, and that's the reason I needed help from AI. I do understand it more now, but I never understood it, and that's the reason I needed help. But yes, I do understand it more now. Definitely. So there could be a better way because like I said, I don't fully understand it still. And AI did the logic for that. But like I said, it doesn't make much sense that there would be a better option than this because I have tried many things. And also the solutions are extremely minimal. Like, they're extremely minimal because of the fact that I prompted the AI to basically improve it as we were working together. They did make some mistakes, like trying to use if then else and things like that, but I caught on that. I caught that, and I said to make it better and make it actually more optimized. And at one point they're actually telling me to use a vector. They were trying to make me reduce the whole calculation with a vector, and that's incredibly unreliable. Yet they told me to do it, and I did it, and it didn't work. And then I basically stopped trying for that day, and then I went back to talk to them about it, and they said, yeah, you don't actually need to do it with a vector. You actually should do it with the offset. And they had already talked about this before, but the fact is they used some type of stupid calculation for it that didn't actually do anything, or simply didn't work. And that's the reason I didn't use it. But they started talking about it again today, and I was thinking, I mean, yeah, technically this should be possible, and yeah, it does technically need to be a perfect solution, like adjusting the offset. And I talked to it for a bit, and it did it. It did what I needed it to do. It gave me the correct formula. It gave me the correct information. Of course, it explained some things, and I do understand some of what it explained, definitely. Like I said, I understand it much more than I did before, than I did originally. I understand it almost fully, I would say. No, would I say I understand it fully? You see, the thing is, though, there's a few things in here that I don't understand. There's a few things. But yeah, I understand most of it. I don't understand why there's two multiplies. I guess the multiply... Okay, I do understand why there's two multiplies, actually. I understand why it's... Never mind, I understand all of it. Never mind. I understand all of it. It's simply that I forgot. I do understand all of it. So that's the reason I say it should be perfect and it should be optimal. It's because I do understand all of it. And it looks perfect, but the problem is it actually optimal from the factor of if I could reduce something in there to make it smaller, to make it more efficient? Is that optimal? Because that's what I don't understand. And that's what I was talking about before. And that's what I meant when I said I didn't fully understand. I do actually understand all of the current stuff that's in there, but I don't understand if I can make it any better than that because of the fact that I don't understand absolutely everything there is to understand about what you can do with these cross products and the normalization and all that. I don't know all of what you can do with it. So it is quite interesting. So I've done some work and I'm definitely a huge part of this. Well, of course I'm not. I'm the main part of this. I'm the only part of this, but it's not like this, the AI is doing everything for me, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why my ping keeps going up. I think it's because my router restarted recently. Probably so. It's okay. I don't care about that. I do understand this. I do understand what's going on. And it really does look that the AI solution and my prompts that I gave it and the talks that we had, like the AI didn't get everything correct. It really didn't. It struggled quite a bit even with this. Like even though it's meant for this, it's designed for this, it did struggle quite a bit and it was getting things wrong when I noticed they were wrong, and it told me that, yeah, that's wrong and that they shouldn't have said that. So this is quite complicated stuff. It really is. At one point we were talking about trigonometry, which I have no clue what that is. It was interesting stuff, but the thing is, I don't know if this is still trigonometry. It might be, but it's not important because that's not what the AI called it, but that's also not the same as what we were doing before. What we were doing before and the AI called it trigonometry was some adjustments to the facing direction to try to basically get a vector from the facing direction. It was trying to adjust the facing direction to, or not adjust the facing direction, but like use different values. Oh yeah, it was trying to use degrees of the facing angle to get a vector from that, and that's what it means by trigonometry, I think. And that was interesting, but obviously incredibly useless when this is a solution. They were basically talking to me about trigonometry, but I was intelligent enough to realize that their explanations were starting to contradict themselves, and they were saying how the built-in engine facing direction could actually do this too, but still it's better to use trigonometry, or the way we were doing it. But then I talked to them about it a bit and said that then, like I said, basically that if facing direction could do it, then why are we doing this? And they said basically actually we could use facing direction, so we completely stop doing it that way. We use facing direction instead, and we got it done. After a long period of time, obviously we got this got this insane looking menu. And I'm not even done. Not even done with how good it looks, because I still have to do the colors and the selection of the options and everything, so this is gonna look so cool when it's fully done. But look how beautiful it looks. It's perfect in every way. Every single time I move it, it doesn't change shape at all. It doesn't move at all. The text stays exactly where it's supposed to be. Let me stop moving my mouse so you can see exactly where it's supposed to be. It's exactly the same. This looks exactly the same as this. You see, it's a huge thing with this menu design, is that it was really complicated, and I was struggling for the majority of my time was used struggling. That 9-hour video uploaded, it was used struggling with the stupid offsets to try to make it work perfectly and try to make it line up perfectly every single time, or align perfectly every single time that you change the camera. But the fact of the AI simply making a better formula that doesn't need offsets and simply adjusts automatically because of the facts of your facing direction, and using a cross product, it gives a much easier, simpler result. And it's very impressive because of the fact that basically what it's doing is it's creating a vector from what you're looking at. It's not actually simply, it's not simply what the game is using. It's not simply up, down, left, right from the game, from the game's coordinates, or from your local coordinates, which is basically the same all the time. It gives me a vector depending on what I'm actually looking at. So basically this changes constantly, and that's the reason I say it's perfect. Is the vector actually changes constantly depending on where I'm looking at. That's so beautiful. It's still impressive. Wow. The vector changes constantly depending on what I'm looking at. Also, I might still have to adjust some things with, like, for example, like the size. If I change my size, I might still need to adjust that a little bit, but I can do that easily. I mean, let's do a little live test and see if I can break it. Let's see if I can break it. Let's set it to like 5. I don't know if this will break it, but let's try it.
Welcome to Legion. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
It's so interesting. And I'm so satisfied by it. I'm so pleased
3, 2,
to finally have
1. Fight.
this good of a product.
Not
of a product, I mean this good of a result. That's what I meant to say. Oh, I'm literally stuck. This is so stupid. Whatever, hopefully I get a better spawn position.
Traveling to New Queen Street.
There we are. Yeah, look at that. Oh my, that's too good. That's because it takes the eye position. That's the reason it still works. It's because it takes the eye position. It's from the eye position. That's the reason it still works. But the thing is, this is actually way closer. You see, it's way closer to my character, but it doesn't matter because it's from your eye position. Your eye position doesn't change in depth. It only changes in height. So, yeah, that's it. That's literally it. That's all there is. That's all there is to say. It's very interesting. They're all that's all there is to say, but yet I keep talking. No, there's more to say. There always is. I'm gonna go relax now. And I'll probably come back to test a little bit more to be sure everything's perfect. But it seems to be perfectly adjusting to size, so I don't even need to change that at all. It's good. Basically, it's fully good. And I'm done. I'm done with this menu text. And next I will be doing the hitboxes. And that would be quite interesting, but it's not going to be happening for some time because I'm going to be rewarding myself for this.